So as you all know, 2018 started off with a bang with a surprising, albeit incredibly delightful announcement from corrupt crony capitalist Republican Senator Orrin Hatch that he would be retiring at the end of this term.
But every good fighter knows when to hang up the gloves. And for me, that time is soon approaching. That's why, after much prayer and discussion with family and friends, I've decided to retire at the end of this term. Retire at the end of this term.
Retire at the end of this term.
Although I will miss serving you in the Senate, I look forward to spending more time with my family, especially my sweet wife Elaine, whose unwavering love and support made all of this possible. I'm deeply grateful for the privilege you've given me to serve as your senator these last 4 decades. I may be leaving the Senate, but the next chapter in my public service is just beginning. I want to thank you all for your support through these many years.
Okay, we're gonna have to stop the celebration because even though this sounds like good news, it immediately turned into a news story about failed presidential candidate Mitt Romney because, as the New York Times reports, Orrin Hatch, Utah senator to retire, opening path for Mitt Romney. And as CNN reports, Utah Republican Orrin Hatch to retire, clearing way for Mitt Romney. And as MSNBC reports, Orrin Hatch retirement opens door for a Mitt Romney Senate run. And as NBC News reports, Orrin Hatch to retire, opening door for Romney. Well, how about we close the door on Mitt Romney and stop shining a spotlight on him and away from any potential progressive that might want to run for that seat? Why do we have to begrudgingly accept Mitt Romney, even though most Republicans probably don't want Mitt Romney to run? Why doesn't Mitt Romney take all of his millions of dollars and his car elevator and go back to his mansion and retire? So when I saw how quickly the story about Orrin Hatch retiring turned into a story about Mitt Romney re-entering politics, I was so angry because if we're getting rid of one crony capitalist corrupt Republican, we don't need to replace him with another one. We have enough corrupt Republicans and Democrats in Congress. Can we not get some new blood in Congress? Someone who's not corrupt? Maybe someone who's progressive? Are there not any progressives in Utah? I get that they're a conservative state, but can you not do better than Mitt Romney? But if you thought that one failed presidential candidate getting back into politics was enough, well, unfortunately for all of us, another failed presidential candidate is now considering getting back into politics. In fact, the Democratic Party equivalent to Mitt Romney, Hillary Rodham Clinton, is reportedly mulling over what her role in this year's midterm elections should be. Well, allow me to help you out with that, Hillary Clinton. Your role will be to do nothing. If you get involved, then any chance we had at there being a blue wave in 2018, it goes away because you are politically toxic and Americans don't like you. You gave us Donald Trump. Please go away. Please don't get involved. She already has a super PAC, so she'll be contributing to some politicians at least. But a role even bigger than that, which is implied here, her campaigning for people is what they were talking about, that's problematic. That would be devastating. Now, there's plenty of things that Hillary Clinton can do. You could take up some type of hobby. I'm not very creative. I think she should just do nothing. But Vanity Fair and their writers basically made a video responding to this article and the prospect of her running for president more generally in 2020. And these are the suggestions that they came up with to offer to Hillary Clinton in order to maybe discourage her from running again or getting involved in politics at all.
It's time to start working on your sequel to your book, What Happened? What the hell happened?
Get someone on your tech staff to disable autofill on your iPhone so that typing an F doesn't become Form Exploratory Committee for 2020.
You know, on Anderson Cooper, you were telling him about alternate nostril breathing. You seem really adept. You should try teaching a class.
Take more photos in the woods. How else are you going to meet unsuspecting hikers?
Take up a new hobby in the new year. Volunteer work, knitting, improv comedy, literally anything that'll keep you from running again.
To finally put away your James Comey voodoo doll. Now, we all know you think that James Comey cost you the election, and he might have, but so did a handful of other things. It's a year later and time to move on.
So cheers to you, Hillary Clinton.
Cheers to you, Hillary.
Cheers to you, Hillary Clinton.
She could also perhaps play the HD remake of Okami, which is now on Steam for just $20. I actually got it for Christmas, and it's amazing. I'm addicted to it, so Hillary could try that. However, some people think that failed presidential candidates like Hillary Clinton shouldn't go away. In fact, a lot of Hillary Clinton loyalists were outraged by Vanity Fair's video. So for example here, former advisor to Hillary Clinton, Adam Parkomenko, tweeted out an image of him burning a copy of Vanity Fair. Also, Hillary's #1 fan, Peter Dow, states, so Vanity Fair decided that the best way to end 2017 was to take a repulsive cheap shot at Hillary Clinton, one of the most accomplished women in the history of the United States. Now, cancel Vanity Fair is moving. Now, I know that as I read you Peter Dow's tweet, you visualized him trying to inhale Hillary Clinton's farts as he wrote that out. Additionally, actress Patricia Arquette responded to Vanity Fair in a caps-filled rant saying, "Hey, stop telling women what the fuck they should do or can do. Get over your mommy issues." Now, when people asked Patricia Arquette to be introspective about the reason why she was outraged over a video that could only possibly be offensive because of how bland it was, she didn't respond to her critics with words. Rather, she posted a link to an article that talks about a victim of rape that was forced to co-parent. Now, even though the story is terribly sad, it has absolutely nothing to do with Vanity Fair or Hillary Clinton. It's irrelevant. Legally forcing a rape victim to co-parent with her abuser is not in any way equivalent to a magazine jokingly suggesting that a rich white lady finds something else to do with her time rather than participate in elections and ultimately facilitate more Republican victories. But even though most normal people see how that link is irrelevant, that didn't stop Patricia Arquette from posting it over and over and over and over and over and over again. But it would be remiss of me to not tell you about another failed presidential candidate that is contemplating getting back into politics. And that individual is none other than Michele Bachman, the female political equivalent to Roy Moore, who recently announced that she was considering a run for the US Senate, but this is only in the event that she's able to obtain approval from God first. Well, the good news, Michele, is that I actually talked to God right before filming this, and he told me to tell you to definitely not run for Congress ever again. In fact, take your religious enthusiasm and do missionary work, perhaps on the moon or Mars, where you can reach out to people who really never heard about God. So go there, leave all of us sane humans on Earth. But unfortunately, no matter what heathens like myself have to say about this, in a recent taping of the Jim Bakker show, she made it clear that she's not playing games. She really is serious about running.
Now in Minnesota, Al Franken, as you know, has resigned. I'm from Minnesota. I've had people contact me and urge me to run for that Senate seat. The only reason I would run is for the ability to take these principles into the United States Senate and to be able to advocate for these principles. The question is should it be me? Should it be now? But there's also a cost. There's a price you pay. Sure. And the price is bigger than ever because the swamp is so toxic. If you're trying to stand for biblical principles in D.C. And you stick your head up out of the hole, the blades come whirring and they try to chop you off. This is not an easy place to be. No. So we're trying to be wise. Should we do this? Shouldn't we do this? What? I trust in a big God. Yeah. And so he got us over all those finish lines, but I also believed I was supposed to run for president. So the question is, am I being called to do this now? I don't know.
Could you handle it again?
Oh, I could handle the job. I know how to do the job. I know how to do the job.
But the pain of the job.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I've got to figure out.
It's a dirty fight.
It isn't even
this country, everything about what was going on. The fight for everything, the political and the press, it's dirty.
It's like nothing we've ever seen before.
It's a fight to death. And right now, they want to kill the President of the United States.
What the hell did you just say?
How about this, Michele? Rather than involving yourself in politics again when you are clearly unfit to even be dog catcher, why don't you watch the Vanity Fair video that was intended for Hillary Clinton and apply that to yourself? Because certainly there's a lot of other things you can do. You can go back to your mansion and retire with your gay husband and enjoy your life. You have millions of dollars. Why not just leave us alone? You can also, again, I'm going to suggest the HD remake of Okami. It's $20 on Steam. It's a really great game. I'm not being paid to promote this game. I just really think that we need to make sure that politicians have things to do so that way they don't get back into politics after they've already failed. But in making these suggestions to Michele Bachman, I'm probably angering people like Patricia Arquette, who think other people, particularly men, should stop telling women what they should do or can do. Unless, however, that's a standard that they only apply to women they like. So if it's a woman that they don't like Michele Bachman, then maybe I'm not sexist for encouraging Michele Bachman to not get back into politics after her failed presidential run. I don't know. But contrary to popular belief, all three of these failed presidential candidates, these zombie politicians, need to do the country a favor and retire permanently. Take a goddamn hint. We're not into you. We rejected you. We didn't want you to be the president of the United States, and we sure as hell don't want you involved in any future elections or running for Congress. So if they're all mulling over what they should do to get involved in politics again, Mitt Romney, go back to your mansion. You have an elevator specifically for your cars. Play with that. Have fun. Hillary Clinton, buy another mansion. Go on, buy another yacht. Go on a shopping spree. You can buy 10 private jets easily and still have more money than you'll ever be able to spend in 5 lifetimes. Michele Bachman, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what you do. You're not a normal human being. You're cray-cray. You're weird. And certainly, this isn't to suggest that Hillary Clinton is equivalent to Michele Bachman, or even Mitt Romney is equivalent to Michele Bachman. But if you get out of politics and you weren't very popular, come on, leave us alone. It's time that we all move forward and put the past behind us. This segment of the Humanist Report was brought to you by 7coffeeroasters.com. They're a minority-owned small business in Seattle, and they specialize in roasting unique and delicious coffee that's not actually roasted until you've placed your order. And the best part is that they actually ship out all orders within 24 hours, so you get your coffee and it still tastes fresh when it arrives. And to boot, they're also a progressive company that pays their workers a living wage and actually cares about the country. So to support them and experience the deliciousness of their coffee, you can check out 7coffeeroasters.com.